Hi everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not new, hello again. So this is my channel. I love to do DIYs on a budget, Dollar Tree DIYs, thrift flips, farmhouse and rustic, reads, and seasonal decor. So if you like what you see here, you know what to do. Hit that red subscribe button. Also leave me a comment. Love to hear what you guys think, and give me a thumbs up. That helps. You can follow me on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and Facebook. And now every Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I go live and do a live craft and chat here on YouTube and also on Facebook. My links will be down below. So now is what would you make? And our hosts are Rustic and Lace DIY, Connie's Woodshop and DIY, and our guest host is Kathy Joe DIY. More about that in a minute, but first let's get into DIY number one. So the first DIY, I have a new laser cutting machine. So I have been playing around with it and I cut out some stuff for you guys today. So this is a really cute kit. It is an oval round, and you see there it comes with a backing, it comes with a little frame, it comes with some sunflowers and in a mason jar and the word sunshine. I'm going to be using all these paints and you're going to see me put it together right now. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the backing and I am going to paint it with umber, burnt umber, and I'm also going to paint the outside frame with the burnt umber as well. Next, I'm going to paint these little shiplap pieces that are cut, and I'm going to paint those with the burnt umber, and then I'm going to use wood glue and hot glue to put these down on that base. And I'm just going to put them on and make sure they're lined up perfectly. And I'm going to do that with every single one of these pieces. Now, anything you see in my video today, I am going to have in my Etsy shop, which will also be in my description box down below. Next, I'm going to take a candle and I'm going to, just a tea light candle, and I'm just going to rub the wax all over the top part of the frame. And what this is going to do is going to help us get that chippy look. Next, I'm going to use plaster paint by Waverly, and I'm going to paint the whole top. I did the front, sides, back, whole thing. Then I'm going to use my scraper, and I'm going to scrape it and see how it's going to pull up some of the paint. That's what I want, because I want that old rustic vintage look. So I just keep doing that with my scraper, and it just keeps pulling it up, and that's what helps. The wax is what helps to make that effect happen. Now, if you don't have a scraper, you can use tape as well. That'll lift it up too. So then once I get that all done, I just use my sander, my finger sander, kind of sanded everything just so it was nice and smooth. And now I'm going to go around the edges of the frame and sand the edges of that just to give it that worn look. Next, I'm going to use some of the wood glue and hot glue on my frame, and I'm going to glue that down on top. Now this piece is so nice and durable, you guys. I love that it's in 3 pieces because this is what makes it even nicer. Now you can use this as a hanger or you can use it as a shelf sitter. Next, I'm going to take some more of that umber paint and I'm going to paint the inside of my flowers with that color. And then I'm going to be using the first color I'm using is a moss, and I'm going to paint the stems that are inside the mason jar and on the flowers. And then I'm going to use this goldenrod yellow color, and I'm going to paint that on my flowers. Next, I'm going to use this terracotta paint that I just found, and I love it. And this is like a bluish color, and what it does is it looks like a terracotta pot. So I use that for the outside of the mason jar. Then I took my Distress Oxide. This is like peeled paint, I believe. And I'm just using a stencil brush. And I'm going to shadow like my stems a little bit so they stand out a little bit more. And then I'm going to glue down the centers of my flowers next on my flowers. And then I'm going to use some of my dark sealing wax. This is a Kills wax. I have it in my Amazon shop. That link is also down below in this description box. I'm going to go around the edges of my flowers and my mason jar and my stems with the dark wax, you just kind of rub it on. You just kind of dab it on with your paintbrush, and then you rub your fingers, and it gives you this really worn look to it. And I absolutely love using this stuff, you guys. It is my new favorite thing to use. So if you like that look, this is a great buy, and it does last a long time. So a little goes a long way with this stuff. So I did it all along everything. And then once I got that all done, I'm going to paint my letters that say sunshine with that yellow paint as well. And next I'm going to glue down my mason jar. I'm using hot glue and wood glue. And then I'm just going to go around. I just put it in different areas because you want to make sure this stays down. And this will be for sale, like I said, in my Etsy shop. And now I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to glue it down. Right in the center, like so. And I love these letters because they kind of go along the side of the oval shape, and it just looks really cool. And of course, it says sunshine. And I'm just going to glue each one of those down. And that's it, you guys. This craft was so easy, and it's so cute. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. So today is all about what would you make. So we're using all kinds of wood stuff. There's going to be a playlist, you guys. So go check out the playlist. I will have the links to the host and the guest host down below in my description box. So make sure you go check everyone out. So now DIY number 2. So now this DIY, I also use my laser cutter. This will also be in my Etsy shop as well. And I made this little block decor piece that says spring. And we're going to be using all these different paints, which I'll tell you each one in a minute. And then I'm going to use some scrapbook paper. I don't end up using that tile, okay? And I'm going to use some dark wax again and these papers. So this stands up as well. It has a little stand for it. So the first thing I did is I traced out all my paper, and I'm using the little blocks, and I cut out each one to fit. And then I'm just gluing it down with my, oh my goodness, what is it called? Mod Podge. There you go. And I'm going to, now there also is another piece you see here that the blocks go on top of, okay? So this is your base. And what I did is I glued them together, and I used some popsicle sticks to do that. Next, I'm going to take each block, and I'm going to put them in their spots where they go on top. So it's kind of like putting a puzzle together. But this will be in my shop, and it will already be done, okay? But I'm thinking about putting a craft kit in there too, so I might put it in the coming weeks. And then next, I used some cardboard instead of that tile piece, and I cut out my birdhouse that goes with this, and I'm going to just peel some of that off the top layer of the box, and that's going to look really cool, and it's going to give us that really rustic look to the birdhouse. I'm using some burnt umber paint for the roof of the birdhouse and the base. Now I'm going to use some more of that terracotta paint. Now this is a really pale yellow color, and I'm going over the top of my cardboard with that. Now I didn't take off all of the pieces to the top of the cardboard because I wanted it to look this way, okay? I didn't want it to be perfect. And then I'm going to take some of this blue terracotta paint. Now, this paint I got at Hobby Lobby, you guys, and it was orange stickered. I don't know if they still have it, but I know they carry this paint. And it looks like a terracotta pot. So I went over a little bit and brushed the top of that. So I used 2 colors for the cardboard piece to the house. And then I'm going to glue that all down now. And then there's also this little beaded part that I painted with the blue color as well. Now I'm going to paint the eye for spring, the word spring, with a pink color. I believe this was balloon. And I glued that down to the center. And then I used another pink. This is vintage tea rose for the S. And this one, I believe I used a light blue color. I can't remember, you guys. I think it's French blue. And I also did a bird in that color. And then I used this really light green color for the other bird, and then the N. And then for the center of my butterfly, I just used like a acrylic marker and did the black for the center, and then I did a lavender color for my butterfly wings. And then I did the R also with the lavender color as well. So I'm doing all different colors. And then I did a real light pale yellow for my G color. And I can't remember, you guys, all these colors, but you just use whatever colors coordinate with your scrapbook paper or the colors that you use. So now this is the stand that goes in the back. Now these I cut out my laser. They're little stands, and you just glue them through the little slits, and then the half circles or whatever, quarter circle I should say. And those go to the back of this, and it just stands it up. So now I'm going to set everything down where I want it, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to start gluing everything down. So I used hot glue to glue down my letters. I thought the hot glue would be fine because it's on paper, you know, it's not directly on the wood, so it would just, you know, be fine with just the hot glue. And then I'm going to do my P. And now, if you guys don't notice, and if you've been on my channel for a long time, I don't like using a lot of bright colors. I like the old vintage look, so I was trying to do it with the bright colors, and I like the way it looks, you guys. Don't get me wrong, okay? You guys could do it this way. But I end up going back with my dark wax, and I end up dirtying it up a little bit, I guess you could say. So I went around with my dark wax, and I just did a little bit, like, on everything. So I went around the letters, I went around the edges of the blocks, where the paper is. I didn't do a lot, I just did a little bit, and it made me feel a little bit better because that's what I like. So if you don't like it, don't do it, but this is what I like, so this is what I did, okay? I really tried to go for them bright colors, you guys, and it is still bright. I didn't darken them that much, and I didn't do a whole lot. So, I mean, I still made it, you know, to my liking, but I also kept it a little bright and spring looking. So, see, you can kind of mix it up, and that's what I did. So, I really like the way it turned out. But there it is, you guys. I think it turned out so cute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue down those little stands that are going to hold this sign up. And I love that I found these stands, and they come with a lot of these files that I get on my Etsy shop, in the Etsy shops online. And yeah, they work perfectly for stuff like this. So there it is, and it stands up perfect, you guys. So this will be in my shop, so go check it out, but let me know what you think down below in the description box, in the comments. So now DIY number 3. So this DIY, I took this hexagon wood shape that I got. I'm going to use some of this rusty wire that I bought on Etsy. I'm going to use some wood beads that look like little honeycombs, which I thought were super cute. Little beehives, I should say. I'm going to use some paints, some antique wax, and some yellow and some burnt umber. And then this is the laser piece that I cut out on my laser as well. So now first thing I'm going to do is the back, the hexagon piece. I am going to paint that with the antique wax by Waverly. And you just paint it on, and then I'm wiping it off with a paper towel. Next, I'm going to use the burnt umber, and I'm going to paint that with my Beehive. Next, I'm going to paint the circles, the little circles that are the centers for those flowers, with that color as well. And then I'm going to do my bumblebee. Now, the bumblebee, I use paint markers. I use my black paint marker to do every other one in the black, and the head of the bee with the black. It was just easier. And then I went in with a very thin brush, and I used that goldenrod yellow color to do the inside of the bee as well. And then I also painted the flowers that color as well. I did one flower white and the other 2 yellow. And then I used my white paint marker to do the tiny, tiny bees. And I used all paint markers for that because it would have been hard to do with the paintbrush unless you have a teeny tiny one. And I just found it easier to use my markers. So if you have markers, use them because it's a lot easier to do like these little bees. So this is also going to be in my Etsy shop, but it's already going to be done. I'm thinking about putting in a kit as well, so you guys can do it on your own if you would like to. So let me know if you guys are interested, because if you are, I will put them in my Etsy shop for you guys. So you can make your own kit. You can make your own craft. So like I said, I did the flowers in with the yellow and the white, and then I did the door to the beehive in black, and I did the words, "Be kind," also in black. Then once that was all done, I did the beads already with the yellow. I didn't show you guys. And then I'm going to use my candle again to make the chippy look. So I just rubbed it all down. And then I used the Maze color by Waverly chalk paint. And it was a little bit too pale. So I went over the top of it with the goldenrod color. And then once all that was dry, I'm going to take my scraper again, and I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to scrape the edges so that brown comes through. And then I'm also going to go over the whole top of it. So I'm just going to make the beehive look really rustic and old. And I like that because it makes it look more realistic of a beehive. You know what I mean? So that's what I liked too. So that's what I went for. That's the look I went for. And I really love the way this piece turned out. I think it's so cute. And they do sell these hexagon wood pieces at the Dollar Tree, just so you guys know. So you could pick them up there. Am I saying it right? Hexagon? Yeah, it's a hexagon. Oh my God. I was thinking it was octagon. I was saying the wrong thing. Okay, anyway, I'm tired, you guys. It's been a long weekend. Okay, so next I am going to start placing everything, on my piece so I know where I want to put it. Now, there are these little laser dots on mine that show like a little trail like where the bee is. And you can't really tell in the video, but they are on there. And that's what I liked about this. And I love doing laser, you guys. It's so much fun. So I'm just placing everything down, like I said. And then I'm going to go in with the dark wax. And now I'm going to kind of dirty stuff up a little bit again. And I'm going to do the wings of the bee. I'm just going to, kind of do it on the edges and then rub it with my finger over the top and the sides. I love using this stuff. It's my favorite thing to use, you guys. I really do. So if you like that old rustic look, definitely invest in the Killswack. And it really isn't that much either on Amazon. And then I go along the edges of the flowers. And I believe that I also, yeah, I do. I sand the Be Kind as well with my little finger sander. Just to give it a little bit more of an old look. I wanted to get the edges a little bit so it kind of stands out a little bit more because it was black, So then I went in and I glued down my little wings on my bee. And then I'm just going to start gluing everything down. So now when I glued everything down, I used the super wood glue, but that's at the Dollar Tree, and also hot glue. So I did both because I like to do that because I want to make sure things are not going to fall off of my signs that I make, especially when I'm selling them. So that's why I do extra. And then, I just put a little bit of the glue, in different areas, and then I go around with the rest with the hot glue. And it's just for extra security. And I put the Be Kind down, and then I'm going to glue down my little centers to my flowers. And then I'll glue down the flowers and the little door to the beehive, and then the beehive. So I'm just basically gluing everything down, you guys. I'm sorry, I left this part in, I guess. I really didn't have to. I think you guys know how to glue stuff down, but that's what I did. So I left it in for you guys. I hope you enjoy. So I'm just gluing everything down. I'm so sorry, you guys. And then I glued down the bee, of course. And I love this bee because it has the little lines in it, which made it really easy to paint. So this was a really easy kit to craft with, I should say. It was just so much fun to do. And you'll see that rusty wire. I get that on Etsy. It is a 16 gauge rusty wire. If you want to know like the link, I can put it in there for you. Just leave me a comment down below and I can send that to you, okay? Because I know a lot of people look for the rusty wire and they don't know where to get it. and it's on, there's all different gauge, like thicknesses, but this was a 16 gauge. I also use a thin wire too. So there it is, you guys, all put together. And then I'm going to just take my little beads and I'm going to string them on my wire. And these beads fit perfectly. And I got these beads at Hobby Lobby and they look just like a beehive. So that's why I bought them, because I thought they were just so perfect. And then I just take my pliers and I just twist it and make like a little spiral on the end of it. And that's what holds the wire on. And I feed it through the back and come through the front. And then I just bend it and then I just take my pliers and I just kind of twirl it like a spiral. And that's what holds it in the holes. And there it is, you guys. So easy. I love this craft. Make sure you go check everything out. Go check everyone else out. Check out the Etsy. Go follow me on Facebook too. And here, don't forget to subscribe and watch me every Friday. I am live doing live crafts, you guys. It's super fun. So come check it out. And I want to thank you guys for watching. And as always, remember, stay crafty. Bye.